Good morning. This is Dr. David A. Padgett. This is World Regional Geography, Tennessee State University. Today is Wednesday, February the 17th, 2021. And today we are going to continue our discussion that we started on Monday. But first, I'm going to do the usual housekeeping, and then we'll jump right into things. I'm going to go to student view here. Okay. So again, this week, we are working on GIS assignment 1. So this is your first geographic information systems assignment, hometown geography map. And so that'll be due next week. This will be a collective effort, as you'll see. We're going to need everybody to be in on this together. That's announcement number 1. Announcement number 2 is that your Unit A exam will be released or administered on February the 24th. So that's next Wednesday. So basically, it will be comprised of about 50 questions or so, multiple choice. You will download the document and you will have a prescribed period of time to turn it in. It won't be turning in 1 hour. So it'll be an open book exam. There will be instructions. So be ready for that next Wednesday. So I told everyone I would give you a 2-week warning. I think I made the first announcement last Wednesday. So I've been announcing it every day. So the Unit A exam will cover everything in Unit A. So my advice would be to go back, watch the recordings, make sure that any vocabulary words that were mentioned or highlighted are part of your vocabulary. Also, the geography history timeline, the PowerPoint presentation on geography and GIS careers, the exercise that we're doing this week, the geographic information systems exercise, all of those course content pieces are fair game on the first exam. Again, no need to memorize anything, but it will probably be in your best interest if you prepare by reading ahead and watching the videos so that you will be able to quickly take the exam and not find yourself scratching your head and searching and not doing the best that you can. If you have any question about the exam, no, there will not be an exam guide outline. It's an open book exam. So you'll have everything in front of you at your fingertips. So no point to have a review on an open book take-home exam. Okay, so we're going to jump right into things today. We're going to pick it up where we left off last time. So here is the hometown geography map assignment here, and then here. And then here's the assignment. So hopefully, those of you who are watching this recording have gone through the simple process of setting up your own ESRI ArcGIS public account. Okay, it literally takes about 5 minutes. So that's the first step. The instructions are here. I have screenshots of what happens when you walk through until you get to the My Map page. So that's something that you need to do. Now, the next thing that you need to do is begin to populate the shared spreadsheet. And so here, the shared spreadsheet is at this link. There's also a link along, the same link is in the at the Dropbox. So this is what we're doing in order to set up our shared spreadsheet. So when you open the spreadsheet at this point, you get here, you see this button that says open with, click there, and then go to Google, open it in Google Sheets, boom. And now you will be able to get in here and edit this spreadsheet. Now I noticed that we have had no progress on this since Monday. So please, please, please watch the recordings.
I have a question.
Yes, question.
My name is not on there.
You are, who's speaking?
Elizabeth Davis.
Yes, so, okay, Elizabeth, are you able to, let's see, there's two ways you can get to this spreadsheet. Yeah, we started filling out the spreadsheet on Monday, but that doesn't mean that, anyway. So are you able to get to this page?
Mm-hmm.
So did you click on the link here?
Yeah, I can click on it.
Okay, so did that open up into the shared spreadsheet here?
Yep, I'm doing it. I'm doing it right now.
Okay, so yeah, so just, okay, I think you're in there. So just that record 8, just start there, your name, your hometown city, and then when you get to that point, just ask me for assistance as we're going to try to press ahead. Yeah, when you get to city population, just let me know. Well, I'll see it. I'll see it. Okay, so let's go back to the instructions. And so we're going to move ahead today. Those of you who are here, just get into the spreadsheet. We'll try to get those of you who are here first time caught up. Everybody's going to use the same spreadsheet. So today we might try to do a little bit of a draft map, but let's get as much done as we can. So the last time we as you can see, we got as far as the Köppen climate region. And so now we're going to go to the vegetation region for each one of your hometowns. And so the vegetation region is in the textbook at figure 12.10. And so we're going to go here, go to the textbook. This way, textbook. Come on, textbook. And we're going to go to figure 12.10. So again, in a way, this is almost a hybrid lesson. This is taking us a little bit into Unit B. But really, the main goal is to get experience with GIS. So here's figure 12 point. Here's how we get to the images. And we're going to figure 12.8, 12.10. And so these are the vegetation regions for North America. So we're going to do the same thing. And once again, unfortunately, there's a mistake on the map. So this dark green, nobody's here as far as I know. I don't know, maybe I think last semester I had a Canadian student. But this dark green area, very dark green area here to the north, those are needle leaf trees. Sometimes we call them pine trees. So that's this green area to the far north. Notice it's missing in the map legend. Don't know how that happened, but mistakes can be made, and that's why I just wanted to let you know. Okay, so what you're going to do again is go to find your city, and okay, I see that. See Lansing, Michigan. Okay. Oh, so you're at who is that? Oh,
Yeah, I'm at Lansing, Michigan.
oh, so that's Davis. Okay. Let me get through this well, let me go to the vegetation region. I'll come back to Elizabeth. So
Okay, that's fine.
so once we get to the vegetation region, the same thing. You have your city. So let's see, you've got a lot of different choices. Oh, I've been using myself as an example. So I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, and so I'll go here. In Baltimore, it looks like I'm in the it's kind of light green, looks like broadleaf tree area for me, that kind of greenish area along, but looks like it's along the East Coast, broadleaf trees. Yes, so we have broadleaf trees. So then I'll go here to the spreadsheet and I would type in broad leaf trees. So if you are here in class, I think we have Hicks, and who else is here? And Sutton is here. And who else is here? We got Hicks, Sutton. I think who's here from Weaver is here. So you all can continue. I'm going to pause the recording for just a second and go back and get Elizabeth caught up. Pause recording.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Okay, we're back recording. Let's see how we're doing. Okay, I see we have people moving ahead a little bit, so we might have something useful by the end of the day today. So Elizabeth, when you get to latitude and longitude, let me know. I think we're kind of getting the hang of it here. Okay, so the next record is next field, sorry, is the US sub-region, figure 12.28. So we go here, whoops, no, here. And then we go to figure 12.28. Here, here, here. Oh, 12.28. Wow, it's deep in the chapter. Figure 12.28 there. Okay, so here, now in this case, you'll have some choices. So notice that some of these US regions overlap, but pick one. So I'm in Baltimore, Maryland. I'm not going to choose the South. I'm not going to choose Appalachia. I could choose, I guess I'll choose Megalopolis. Choose Megalopolis. So that's what, and I'm going to choose. So back to the spreadsheet. So for example, if you are in Michigan, you can either choose the Midwest or the manufacturing belt. Just pick one. So let's see here. Okay, I see that Davis is almost ready for me to help her out with latitude and longitude. and elevation. Okay, so let's see. So I'm in Baltimore, Maryland. I'm gonna choose Megalopolis. Again, you can pick whatever region is most appropriate for you. So I'm going to pause the recording here for a moment. Okay, we're back recording again, and the class is steadily filling out, populating the spreadsheet with data. So the next field is agricultural region. And so in the instructions, the agricultural region is on, or textbook figure 12.32. So let's go back to the textbook here. We want figure 12.32 there. Now for this one, not everybody is going to have an answer. So for instance, if your hometown just happens to not fall within any of these agricultural regions, just put NA. And so I think that's what's going to happen to me. So here's Baltimore, Maryland. There's no agricultural region labeled for Baltimore, Maryland. It definitely is not going to be in the Appalachian Mountains. But if you're in Memphis, you're in the cotton region. If you are in, let's see, if you are in Michigan, depending upon part, let's see. Detroit is, you can pick one, or you've got special, well, you could pick special crops, or you could pick dairy belt, depending on what part of Michigan you happen to be in. If you're in Illinois, that could be special crops. If you're in somewhere in the middle of Indiana, that's the Corn Belt. And then if you happen to be in Memphis or parts of Mississippi, or in the Cotton Belt, perhaps Nashville, we're kind of, you could say Cotton Belt. I mean, Tennessee does have a history of cotton production, and so on and so forth. So I don't have much going on. I don't have anything happening there. So I'm going to enter for my hometown in A. So if there's nothing there, just type in NA. Don't worry about it. If there's something, if your hometown, let's see, we have Detroit, Knoxville, and that's going to be interesting. I don't know about Knoxville. Smyrna, Tennessee, could be Cotton Belt. Aiken, South Carolina, doesn't look like doesn't appear as if that falls under any. Yeah, Aiken, yeah, South Carolina is just out here. So, so not everybody's going to have data for this particular entry, but most of you will. And so, yes, I see that most of us are moving forward. So just waiting for Elizabeth to get her longitude in, and then I'll go pop back and help her with elevation. And then we should all be pretty much on the same page moving forward. Okay, so we have gone through the textbook figure information. Next is the hometown city surface water body within 100 miles. Okay, so now so Now here's where we get into the ArcGIS online map. So I'm going to log into my account. And now in some cases, you're not necessarily going to have to use the measure tool for this one, but I said within 100 miles, most of you all will know this, know your major surface water body just from you living in the city where you are. If you're in Memphis, it should be pretty obvious what your closest major surface water body is. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, so clearly I'm looking at the Chesapeake Bay as my major surface water body. So if we wanted to use the measure tool, I said within 100 miles, we click on where it says measure here. This is the measure tool. And then here's distance, miles. And so if I click on the center heart of Baltimore and I go out to the Chesapeake Bay, it's 16 miles. Clearly that's within 100 miles. And so my major surface water body is going to be the Chesapeake Bay. Some of you all, if you're from Detroit or from Chicago, that's going to be fairly obvious what your major surface water body is. If you're from Memphis, it's going to be pretty obvious what the major surface water body is. If you're from Smyrna, Tennessee, might not be so obvious. You might have to look around. You have a few choices if you're in Smyrna. Aiken, South Carolina, really, I have no idea. It could be whatever large river, stream. If Aiken, South Carolina is within 100 miles of the Atlantic Ocean, it can be the Atlantic Ocean. I'm not sure about that. You can use the measure tool. Again, in ArcGIS online, if you are wondering, let's see, is Baltimore, Maryland within 100 miles of the Atlantic Ocean? I don't know. And we're talking straight line distance. So here's a measure tool again, miles. Click once here. Let's see. Yeah, whoa, just barely. Just, well, it's close. I mean, I guess technically I could have chosen the Atlantic Ocean, but the Chesapeake Bay is clearly closer. So if you're somewhere like, say, Knoxville, Tennessee, and you're wondering, well, gee, what do I choose? You could zoom in. There's some, you've got this Tennessee River here. That's pretty major. Yeah, that's very major. Tennessee River is a major river. That could probably be the one. If you are, oh no, let's see, Aiken, South Carolina. I'm just curious. I've been to Aiken, South Carolina. Let's see, Aiken, South Carolina. Wow. It's wow, that's interesting. I don't know. Let's see, Aiken, South Carolina. Looks like there's clearly a large major river. You've got the Savannah River. Looks like there. The Savannah River could be that, or I don't know what this. There's a whole big lake here. Strom Thurmond Lake, really? Okay. I lost Aiken. Okay, here's Aiken again. Let's see. Is Aiken within 100 miles of the Atlantic Ocean? Don't know. Aiken is So let's use the measure tool. It's definitely within, I'm pretty sure it's within 100 miles of the Savannah River. This is Aiken, Savannah River. Oh yeah, it's very, relatively close there. Is it within 100 miles of the Atlantic Ocean? So there's Aiken, there's Atlantic Ocean. Let's try this measure tool again. Distance, miles, click once, drag. It, oh, just, not quite. This little 100, Atlantic Ocean is a bit more than 100 miles away from Aiken, South Carolina. So you have to use something else. The rest of you all, if you're in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, that should be painfully obvious what your surface body water is. Lansing, Michigan, I don't know, not sure. Okay, I see that Smyrna, Tennessee, you have some choices. Detroit, pretty obvious. Lansing, might have to make some choices. Okay, so I'm gonna go back and get, I'm gonna pause recording just for a moment. And okay, so I'm recording again. I see, let's see, we have, wait a minute. Okay, Knoxville, I mean, that's not Knoxville. That is, who is that? Weaver has chosen the Tennessee River, and Hicks has chosen the Savannah River. Okay, so just keep filling out the data. Okay, so the next field is mountain or mountain range. Now, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. Be careful here. So again, we want to use the measure tool. So notice it says closest mountain or mountain range, closest, okay? So we want to use ArcGIS Online. And this is when I say it gets tricky, because some of us, not all of us, live close to mountains or mountain ranges. So here's Baltimore, Maryland. Also, this is where we might want to change our base map. So here's terrain with labels. So terrain with labels. Notice when I change the base map to terrain with labels, I get a much higher definition in terms of mountains and mountain ranges. Or another base map is the National Geographic base map. That one also, well, maybe not. Maybe that isn't the best one. I would have assumed it was. Well, there are some, but just pick a base map that works best for you. I'm going to go back to terrain with labels, because that would be the most logical choice. So let's see, I've got the Appalachian Mountains for Baltimore. I have the Allegheny Mountains. Well, that's about it. There's some other mountains. There's another mountain range in here. It's not labeled. Oh, there they are. It pops up in the Shenandoah. And I thought it was going to be the Shenandoah Mountain there. And then there's another Blue Ridge Mountains. So perhaps I've got the South Mountain. So when I switch it to terrain, I get a lot of choices. Oh, there's the Catoctin Mountain. Looks like Catoctin Mountain might be the closest. So I'm going to go to use my measure tool, measure miles, click somewhere in Baltimore. So clearly the Catoctin Mountain is the closest mountain range to me in Baltimore, at 48 miles away. And so I will go here, see, C-A-T-O, Catoctin. So that's the closest mountain range to my hometown of Baltimore, Maryland. And so, so this is where you can use the base maps effectively. If you're in, let's see, Aiken, South Carolina should be interesting. So here's Aiken again. It's Augusta. We've got Aiken right there, and so you might have to do some searching around. A little bit, not a whole lot of mountains close to Aiken, South Carolina. So you have to use this terrain map. There's some ranges here. You've got the Cowie Mountains, and don't see much else here. The Tala Mountain. There are a few choices there. Then, of course, if you get into Michigan, Michigan is like flat as a pancake. So we have Lansing, Michigan, and Detroit. And so what's there? Yeah, so now you're going to have, I don't know, well, if here's Detroit, there's Lansing. Okay, my map is loading slowly. Okay, there's Lansing, and not, as you can see, so not a whole lot of mountain ranges. So you're gonna have to do some searching. You know, you got the Alleghenies here. Is that closest, or is the, what mountain ranges are here? You've got the Cumberland Plateau, which I guess is kind of a mountain range. I don't know. That's interesting. Who else do we have here? We've got, yeah. Oh, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Gee, who knows what the closest mountain range is to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. That's going to be interesting. So here's Fort Lauderdale. And then we're going to have to zoom way out. Yeah, not a whole lot of mountains close. Well, I don't know. Could be. I think I saw the Blue Ridge Mountains pop up there. That might be the closest. That's probably going to be the closest mountain. But anyway, but just hunt around. You can use a terrain map, or maybe topographic. I don't know. Topographic is interesting. Some mountain ranges pop up there. That makes sense. There's Great Smokies. But notice every base map shows us different features. So there's the Blue Ridge Mountains, Great Smoky Mountains. Pick one. Let's see. Just make sure you, but so I may at some point will at some point ask you to identify that closest mountain range during class. Okay, so the last but not least is natural hazard. Now this one you could Google it. You probably know this one just from living in your hometown. And for me, I would say the most frequent natural hazard for Baltimore, Maryland would be flooding. And remember, this is a natural hazard, not a human-made hazard. Natural hazard, not a human-made hazard. And so, I mean, I think for Fort Lauderdale, that hazard is pretty obvious. For Michigan, you have a few choices. Knoxville, you have a few choices. Smyrna, Tennessee. So for some of these, it's not going to be obvious, painfully obvious. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate in a few minutes. I'm going to give everybody a couple of minutes to fill out the spreadsheet as much as possible. And then I'm going to give you all about 5 minutes to fill out the spreadsheet as much as possible. And if you're watching this recording, you should be adding to the spreadsheet based upon these instructions. If you need any assistance, please contact me. Don't get into this spreadsheet and destroy the data that everyone has entered. So just continue to work on that. So continue to work on that for now. And once we get to 5 minutes, once we get to 10:30, then we will resume recording. Pause recording for now. Okay, so for this final portion of today's class, I'm going to walk you through step 7, 8, 9, and 10 and 11. So let's do that. So step 7 says after at least 10 students have entered data, save a copy of the spreadsheet. There's another fix. Spreadsheet to your hard drive. And save a copy of the spreadsheet to your hard drive in Excel format. So I'm going to do that now. Here, file, download, Microsoft Excel. Yes, I know not everybody has filled out data. Don't worry, this is just in demonstration. So I'm going to download it in Microsoft Excel format. So here it is, enable editing, file, save as, and I'm going to save this as North American hometown geography spreadsheet, 98A, 12, 17, 2021. Okay, so I'm saving it there. So that's the first save. So the instructions further say next, step 8, save it as a CSV comma delimited file. Okay. So I have to make sure that at least one cell is highlighted, then go to file, save as, save it into this folder, save as type. I'm going to change the type to CSV comma delimited, and I'm going to save it. I'm going to get all kinds of strange error messages. You will too. Don't worry about it. Yes. And now I'm going to close it. And it's going to give me a bunch more error messages. Just affirmative. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so now I've saved the CSV file. And now I'm going to go to my ArcGIS Online account. So here's my ArcGIS Online account. You should have one too. And there's an add button here. Click on that add button once. Go to add layer from file. Click there. Navigate to wherever that file is that we just saved. And so I'm going to find it in here. Okay, so North America hometown geography map spreadsheet 98A 1217. It should be 217, but I don't know what am I thinking. I'll change the name of it later. Open import layer and okay. And let's see. So here we have everyone who has entered data so far. Here, go to open up legends. So here we have Casey Hicks, China Sack, Darius Ruck, Russell, me, Elizabeth Davis, Maya Weaver, and Shania Sutton. I guess I pronounced that correct. So notice now you have created a GIS map. So as soon as you do this, the first thing you should do is save your map. Save your map. Save your map. First thing, as soon as you get this map like this, save it. Don't do anything else. Save. You can save it as, I'm going to save this as Geog 1010 98A spring 2021. They'll probably, let's see, category. I'm not gonna save that. I'm gonna tags. The tag can be your name. I'm just gonna make it Tennessee State University. I don't think a description of the map is necessary. And then click Save Map. Save your map. Okay. All right. So save your map. And so now it's noticed that you have your map here. And the next step says that you should share your map and make it public and then paste your map link in the space below right into this document. Okay, so here's the map. Go to share. Everyone, that's public. And then notice down here, there's this done button. You have to click the done button for your map to be shared. Click the done button. Go back to share. Here's your link. Copy and paste this link. Right click, copy, go to your Word document here. Boom, paste, bam. There it is in the Word document. Then after you've done that, obviously you will save this document. I'm going to call this, save this Word document. Also upload your Excel and CSV data sheets to the Dropbox before the deadline. Be prepared to do a live demonstration of the map you created. Remember, we do have class participation grades in this class. So next week, if I call upon you to demonstrate your map, some of the things I will ask you to do will be as follows. Now, if you cannot attend class in person, let me just write that in here. If, let's see, students unable to attend the live classes should record their map demonstrations and either upload the recordings, i.e. MP4 files to the Dropbox or paste a link to your recording in the space below. Okay, so I'm going to add that so that students who are unable to attend are still able to participate. Okay, so you see that there. I'm going to update this file right after this class. So during your map demonstration, what are some of the things that I am going to perhaps ask you to do? One of the things is to change the field. Go to content. There's these little change style. So we can change this from the students' names to, let's say, let's look at population. Let's compare the population sizes of our cities. Done. So notice we have a wide range of populations. Go pull the legend up. Our largest city has a population of over 600,000. Our smallest city has a population of about 30,000. And so we can zoom in, out, we can compare the city populations here. Or we can change this to another number field. Another number field is average elevation. That could be interesting. And so notice, hit done. Now we notice we have the, go pull the legend up. Now we have the average elevation of each city. I might ask you to identify the closest body of surface water here. And let's see, major surface water body. This is not going to be a number field, obviously. And so we have Lake Erie here. Nothing there yet. Here's Knoxville. Notice when I click on your point symbol, up pops your data. So this is the attribute data that you created in developing this map. And so that's the power of geographic information systems, is that it's a map that is connected to a database. We have just built the database and then subsequently added a map. So we can change this. I might ask you to show me your closest mountain range, or a mountain range within 100 miles, the closest mountain range within 100 miles. We'll go here and then back to the legend. And so here we have for Detroit. So Sutton chose the Appalachian Mountains. I might ask you, okay, prove to, or Allegheny, excuse me. I think she said, what did she say? She said Allegheny Mountains. That's interesting. So Sutton says disease outbreak. Yes, the virus is natural. I mean, viruses occur in nature. So clearly, Detroit, having a large African-American population, has a population that is vulnerable to the coronavirus. Or I guess, well, anyway. So we could use, I might ask Sutton, use the measure tool, prove to me that the Allegheny Mountains are the closest mountain range, and she'd go, there they are. Yes, it's closer than the Appalachians, closer than the Cumberland Plateau. And, doesn't look like there's any mountain ranges closer. Even if we go to the north, no mountains. So those are the types of things that I would ask you to do in a map demonstration. Again, save your map. And so this is just a draft of the map that you will create. Hopefully your classmates will fill out the data. Now, in the unlikely event that your classmates, for whatever reason, do not fill this out, but I'm sure, just give them until Friday, at least. Give them until Friday. Now, if by Friday I look at this spreadsheet and it looks like this still, just email me. I'll probably send an email out saying if those of you who have completed the data table by Friday can go ahead and move forward. But what I really would like to have is at least 10 students. At least 10 students have data in this data table. There are some of you all who cannot attend class during the live sessions, so that it's understandable. But what you must do is, if you watch these recordings with the instructions, if you need help, ask me immediately, okay? Just like how Elizabeth Davis has been doing. She's been asking me questions and she's caught up. But don't just try to figure it out on your own. You're not going to be able to figure this out on your own. Just ask me for help. That's why I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm iced in. I haven't been anywhere in 3 days. I'm not going anywhere till this ice melts out here. Call me, text me, get in touch, get help. Let's get this done so that everybody will have nice maps by next Monday. So I'm going to end the recording now. Thank you all for listening.